Hello, my name is Bryce Ementhal and I'm a certified SOLIDWORKS application engineer from GoEngineer. And today's quick tips video is going to cover some tricks when creating a routing path for SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D. So we have our electric box here and we're going to route a harness through these clips and all the way to these connectors over here. But first what we need to do is create a routing path so the harness knows where to go in our assembly. So what I'm going to do first is come up here and create our routing path. So first thing is you could select a color. It just makes the sketch yellow in this case. So I'm going to leave it at the default, but if you select it, you could go ahead and select any color under the rainbow. But what we're going to do is come up here and hit the green check mark. But before I do, if I already had a sketch created that maybe I wanted to use, I could go ahead and convert that sketch to our routing path if we wanted to do that. But I don't have a sketch yet, so I'm going to leave it at create sketch. So we'll go ahead and hit that green check mark and it's going to throw us in a 3D sketch. Give me a little message saying that it's going to create a sketch called EW_path1. So what we're going to do first is come in here and use a little trick that I like called route line. This tool is found under Tools, Sketch Entities, Route Line, all the way down here. However, I use it so much that I actually just added it to one of my sketch toolbar, which I would highly suggest doing. So what we'll do is go ahead and select that route line. And what you do, if you already have geometry there that you're going to create this routing sketch with, this is a great tool. So what we're going to come in here and just select geometry where we want this route line to go through. It's going the wrong way, so I'm going to say reverse. And then we're just going to come around and select geometry. And I don't want to go along the X, Y, and Z. And you see it's creating that path very quickly, and I'll hit the green check mark and you'll see it actually creates sketch lines that are coincident to the center of that clip right here. So that was pretty easy. As you could see, you could use that just if you already have geometry there to create the path real quickly. But to finish it off, I'm going to add just some lines real quickly, extend it out. So I'll start up by selecting this point, and you see how we have these red handles. And since I'm in a 3D sketch, I could sketch on one 2D plane at a time, and whichever one has these red space handles is what they're called, active, is the plane I'm on. So you can see that I just want to extend that line out a little bit, and then I'll come over here and extend this one out as well. And if I wanted to switch planes, you see how the red handles are just changing? All I'm doing is hitting my tab key. So once I get the red handle right where I want to go, I'll just make another line out to here. And I'll grab and extend that out a little bit. And there we go. So that pretty much is the basics around that route line and some 3D sketching. So now what we can do is go ahead and exit our sketch. And you see how it creates that EW_path1 for us. I could go ahead and fully define it if I wanted to, but I like to leave it underdefined. Maybe I can make some changes a little bit later. So now we could go ahead and route our harness. So I'll select the harness that I have created in my SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2D already, and we'll go ahead and say select and go ahead and hit that green check mark. So now that our routing has been completed, you can see our harness has been routed successfully. It followed this path nicely. What it did is it hopped onto this path on the closest place it saw and then followed the path until it needed to hop off and go to the connector again. And all that was designated through the routing parameters. When I route my harness, it's found down here. So definitely use those 3D sketches with the create routing path, and those route line will help you generate those a lot quicker. It saves you time from having to create relationships and dimensions for your 3D sketch because you're just making the route line to geometry. Well, this has been Bryce Ementhal from GoEngineer, and that was another quick tips video for 3D sketching using the route line command.